Hi guys, welcome back. It's Katie, and on social media I am Our Missouri Life. So on my channel I do cleaning videos, I do lifestyle videos, I do a lot of DIYs. I do a lot of DIYs, especially during the fall and the winter season, because I love the fall and I love the winter. I am going to start adding some more recipes because I absolutely love to cook and I want to share those things with you guys. I think I've got myself under control, like with my schedule. I do work full time, and then I just do YouTube on the side because I love it and I love to share my ideas in my home with everybody. So that's kind of where I'm at. If you're new, welcome. You guys all know the drill, whether you're new or you're not. I would love for you guys to subscribe, join the family, join the crazy train that's Katie, and stay tuned for all of my videos. If there's anything that you guys want to see or any questions that you have in this video about anything that you do see, let me know in the comments below and I will either link it to you or send it to you or talk to you about it, whichever, whether it was a DIY that I did or if it's something that I purchased, because a lot of this stuff I did purchase last year and I'm just trying to reuse it. I tried to do everything like on a budget this year so I wasn't going bonkers, because I went bonkers last year with stuff. So I hope you enjoy this home tour. After the home tour, I am going to share my apple butter recipe with you. I love the fall. I love the smell of apple butter. I love the smell of everything with like clove and allspice. So I'm going to share that with you down in the description box below, but I'm also going to share that at the end of the video. So stay tuned. But if you like this video, guys, give it a big thumbs up. And I'm so excited to share the house with you because I absolutely love Halloween. So let's go. Okay guys, it's time for a spooky home tour this year. So I went ahead and decorated. We got back from Colorado about a week ago, and when we got back I just decided to just clean and well, I didn't clean because I cleaned before I went, but I went ahead and just threw up all of our Halloween decorations. I am very proud of myself this year that I do not think that I went overboard with anything, and I like the minimalistic situation that I have going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around and show you guys everything in the dark, and then I am going to go around and show you real quick what everything looks like in the light, just so that you can see it. If you have any questions on anything, like where I got something, if it was a DIY, I will try to link everything that I made this year down below for you, because there are a couple DIYs down in here, but I am going to kind of walk through and just kind of tell you guys just a little bit about everything. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'm going to show you the house. Outside. So what I did over here in the entryway this year is I just strung some lights down on the ground, plugged them in, Kiki. And then I, over here, draped some of that black cloth. I get this at the Dollar Tree. This like woven, hi babe. And then I stuck a witch's hat on there. Like I said, I am going to turn the light on here in a second. But over here on the table, I have my few village houses that I have that are Halloween. I got all these at Michael's. So here's my witch's brew. I think that's what that one's called. And then over here, I've got the haunted library. This one's really cute. And then this one over here, I think this one's called the brewery, yep, the brewery cafe. So, and then I've got my topiaries over here also, but I'm gonna flip this light on real quick so you guys can see what this looks like in the light. Okay, so this is what this area looks like in the light. So I did drape some of that stuff on the mirror also, but then, like I said, there are the topiaries. My lights that I have in here, I think I need to replace them because they were lit up. See how dim they are? I think it's time to replace them. The batteries, even though I changed them, aren't working out so well. So that's what we've got going on over here. I hung up a sign. I just took our picture down and put that sign up there. But I like how minimalistic that this does look in the entryway. So yeah, I really like how it looks. Just threw up some lights. But over here, what I did with these brooms, I got these brooms at Home Depot, and then I just used some tags that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I put Winifred, Mary, and Sarah on the broomsticks. Or Hocus Pocus if you don't know. So that's that. And then these I got at Target last year during Christmas actually. These three houses up here. And then I've had this little pumpkin tin for years. I have no idea where it came from, but that's what I have just in my entryway. And then we're gonna go back here over to the living room. And all I did over here was drape on our side table here a spider web net. I put some little string lights, turned on my little lamp that I've got here, And then over here on the couch, I took some pillows off, all of them basically. And then I just added my Mickey pillow that I got last year at Disney World. And then I just kept 2 different pillows just for texture on the couch because it is leather and I wanted to just have a little bit more texture on here. And then I got this Ghosts and Goblins pillow last year at Target, and I went ahead and put that out here. Here is the Halloween tree. So this tree was decorated in the Haunted Mansion theme. So here's the Haunted Mansion wallpaper. I just cut out a few ornaments, like just on paper, that were the tombstones from the movie, and then I've got the hitchhiking ghosts on there, and I just added some like purple and black balls from the Dollar Tree on here, and then I just stuck in some purple deco mesh in the tree to give it a little more color because it is so black. So that's really all I did. I will link the tree and the lights down below where I got them. I got them on Amazon. Everything else pretty much came from the Dollar Tree. The mask that I've got on here for the masquerade ball in the movie, got that also at the Dollar Tree. All the ornaments, all the ball ornaments and everything came from the Dollar Tree. And then down here at the bottom, I just added some spooky books that I got last year at the Dollar Tree. I'll turn the light on here too. And then I added this that I got at Disney also, from Disney actually. I didn't get that. So cute. Another thing that I added down here are these 2 tiki cups that we have, because in the movie they meet at this tiki bar, so I thought those would be cute to put down here just for decoration. And then up here on the wall I have these stretching ghosts pictures that I just printed out. And so what I did, so you can see the lights in the background, so I printed out like this part of it, and then I printed out the wallpaper part, and I just stuck the people on top of the wallpaper and stuck them in a frame that I got at the Dollar Tree when I got those. But yeah, so that was just a DIY on my own and just did that. But I absolutely love the stretching pictures from the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney World. The next thing that I did do is I just took the drapes off the 2 windows in here, and I just hung up some of that black drape stuff from the Dollar Tree again. And then over here on the mantle, by the way, YouTube has a ton of screensavers for your TV if you need them. So I have these 2 chandelier lights that I've got, but they don't light up anymore, so that's why they're not on. But, and then here's little Mickeys that I made in another DIY of mine this year. And then I went ahead and just draped a purple light, string light up here, just for a little bit more color because it is black up here. And then down here I've got my DIY Mickey Mouse topiaries. And then down here I decided to put the book that I made last year down here with the poison apple that I made. And then I made this also. This is supposed to be Madame Leota. She is in here. I couldn't get her to fit on the Christmas tree, so I just stuck her there. So there's that. And then I've got my little witch back in the fireplace. And then over here on this side, I did just print out this picture right here. If you guys can hear this, then we can totally be friends because it's like my favorite ride at Disney. 100% my favorite ride. I got these little light up pumpkins last year at Dollar General, and I really, really like these. They just kind of look like fairy lights, but they're just got a little light in them. And then I added 2 mirrors to each side just to add a little bit more of a contrast to the fireplace. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna turn on the light to show you what it looks like in here. But I think everything looks so good in here, especially with the little coffin down here that Justin made. I will link that video also down below if you guys did not see our pet bed coffin video. But here is the fireplace. When you're trying to tape a home tour and the cat won't get off the table and keeps burning his tail, what do you smell? Is that your tail? That's not good. I wouldn't burn your tail. So over here in the, I don't even know what to call this. I have this as like the wine bar section. I went ahead and took everything off my shelves up here, and I did replace it with stuff that was more themed around Something Wicked This Way Comes. So if you guys have not seen the movie, it is old and it is hard to find, but it's weird and it's spooky and I love it. I think it was made in like the early 80s. I can't remember. I'll link it here if I remember. But anyway, it's around carnival games and stuff like that. So up here on the shelf, this is just some of the stuff that I had from last year that I added. I did just get this sign from Michaels. It spins. It says Halloween Wheel of Fortune. I thought it was cute. I made this little toadstool container last year. And then I just got a few carnival games from the Dollar Tree that I thought would be cute to add to this. And then on this other shelf, again, it was just a couple things that I had. I did get this clock from Michaels this year because I also wanted to incorporate a little bit of Something Wicked This Way Comes in the house with the clock on the wall, on the house with the clock on the walls. I never can get that right. So then down here on my table, I've just got my Scentsy. I put a few white pumpkins everywhere, and then I've got a couple more games that were kind of like carnival games. And then we've got my popcorn machine over here that I just stuck a little tea light in that will change colors. It does work, but the popcorn comes out once you make it, so I don't obviously want to keep popcorn in there, but I did pop some popcorn and put it in there next to it. The other thing that I got this year was this sign. I got this from Target in the dollar spot section. I thought it was so cute. And then down here I've got a towel hanging. I got this last year at Target in the dollar spot. There was a pack of 2 that they had, so I went ahead and grabbed that and put that up there. And then I just added another pumpkin down here to the bottom of this, but I really like how this little section turned out over here. I think it is so cute. So the next thing I did, I went downstairs and grabbed one of the wreaths that I made last year, and I just stuck it on the pantry door. I just wanted something else over here in this corner that would add a little bit more color to the room, so I just added that. And then over on the island, I did my 3-tiered tray. I added a couple books that I made, and then I added that the other towel that I got with the raven towel that I got at the dollar spot last year. And then I just threw in some skulls that I got at the Dollar Tree. And I actually made these spooky and boo signs last year. Super cute. And just added some pumpkins, and I added in a few toys from the Dollar Tree this year just to make it look more like a circus, like the Something Wicked This Way Comes movie is. And then I spray painted that raven and stuck him in there. I absolutely love how my tier tray turned out this year. Over on this counter, I kept it pretty minimalistic. I made this container last year from the Dollar Tree. I just bought that webbed bowl and I spray painted a candlestick holder and glued them together. So I just have some apples there for right now. So on this side of the counter, I did go ahead, I have these lights underneath our counter that I never use, but I went ahead and put batteries in them, and they change colors from like green, red, blue, and white. So I've got them both set on green right now just to kind of give a little bit extra light down. I did get a new bird for my cage, but he's huge, of course, so you can't barely see him in there. But I did get a new raven bird to go in my bird cage. And then I've got a few wine bottles that I made last year, and then a couple books that I set out that I love. And then all I did for the container over here is just put a little bit of green food coloring in there just to give it some color and make it a little bit more spooky over here. So on this side of the sink are my dragon scale pumpkins. I still am absolutely in love with this color shift paint that I used on these. I absolutely love them. So those are on this side of the sink over here with me on this side. And then over here, all I did was add a wine glass, a wine bottle, and a little sign that I had from last year. But I also have that light up here also. Let me show you what they do. There's blue, white, and red. I like the red too, but right now I kind of like the green. So that's that. Let me show you guys what it looks like at night. the hallway. So down here at the bottom, I wanted this to be more of like kind of a graveyardy section of the house. So I just put some Dollar Tree tombstones down here, and I strung out some little fairy lights down here. I had a ton of extra skeletons, so I just put them in the container down there. Then up here is this picture that I've got. I got that at Home Depot a couple years ago, but I know they have a couple of them now. But you can just turn the lights on it, or you can turn it on so it's motion censored. When you walk by, it'll like make a ton of noise and blink and flash at you like that. But I got all these holographic pictures from Michaels. So they start out where they look normal, and then they get kind of spooky. Kind of spooky. They are spooky, let's be real. So there's those. Let me see if I can get this one to change. There's that one. There's this guy. There's normal. Sorry, it's really high up. There's those, and then there is the rose wreath that I made. I'll link that one down below also. But because our ceilings are so high, I went ahead and just draped some of that draping up on the wall also, just to fill that extra space over there. Michael's was out of those pictures, those holographic pictures, so I had to figure out something to do with that. So that's what I did with it. So the bathroom, I just hung up some lights around the mirror. They are just some skull lights. I'm pretty sure that I got these at Home Depot also last year. So that's where I got those. And I just put a bath towel in here that says Happy Halloween. I got that at Target. And then down here, I just put a couple just different like accessories that were white, black, and gray, just to kind of keep with the color scheme in here. And then I added a few things to the back of the toilet. And then over here, I have my little skeleton guy, a Grim Reaper. And then down here, I added this Black Cat Tavern sign that I got at Target. Let me turn the lights on and I'll show you what it looks like in here. So there's that guy hanging out. And then down here's the tavern sign, and then a little pumpkin and a little cat. Like I said, there's the black cat and a little pumpkin over here. And a few accessories that I added to the bathroom. And then down here is that rug that I made in my Grandin Road DIY video. I figured it was better in here than outside, so then it wouldn't, I didn't want it to get wet, was my concern. But let me flick off this light out here and let me show you what this picture looks like. That's what it looks like at night. It's really neat. That's what it does. I love it. And then there's the lights down there. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this too. I still don't know what I'm going to do with this picture. So I got this picture frame, this chalkboard picture frame from Michaels. It's quite big. I am not very artistic with my writing. So I need to figure out if I'm going to have something made to stick on it, or if I'm just going to have to figure out how to trace something on there. But I want to put something Halloween-y on there. So if you guys have any suggestions, leave it in the comments below. I didn't know. I was maybe going to make something kind of maybe graveyardy, since it was going back to the back into the hallway, or maybe something that kind of went along with the Haunted Mansion theme right here in the living room. But if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below, because I am at I hit a wall, I hit a block. So our bedroom, I went ahead and did also. So over here in the mirror, all I did was just string some extra orange lights that I had. I absolutely love it. I love having lights in here like that, because I just like the ambiance that it gives the room, like Christmas time does when I put the Christmas tree in here. So down here on the bottom, look at these feet. So the feet did look like each other the other day. So maybe 2 days ago, I heard this rip come out of the bedroom in here, and I was like, what in the world? Lady ate it. Lady ate them. Lady ate them. So I got them in the Dollar Tree. If I can find them again, I'm going to get another pair and put them here. So my fault. Usually her toy box sits right here in this corner. So she was pulling toys out, and I think just thought that was one of her babies. So that was my bad. So I definitely have moved the toy box. It's no longer there. But I have this little Hocus Pocus pumpkin that my mom got me a couple years ago. I absolutely love it. And then I have this other Hocus Pocus sign that I got in the Target dollar spot. I did stick it all over here because our room is Hocus Pocus themed. So over here on this wall, I did hang up the brooms that I made. I am going to turn the lights on. But over here on the dresser, I have a couple different accessories. Also, I wanted to show you guys this. I got this at Home Depot. I absolutely love it. You just turn it on and it spins itself around. But I've got a couple different hocus pocus things that I have. And here is what this looks like in the daytime. I put 3 brooms for the 3 witches. I have their 3 cauldrons. I got this Don't Laugh Your Necks in the Target Dollar Spot last year also. And then all I did was just throw some bones down to kind of make it look more like a graveyard right there, or like a grave. And then I've got my 3 pumpkins. Oh, I didn't turn this guy on. Let me show you what this does. This is pretty cool. So this, you see, isn't that cute? I got that at the Dollar Tree, and it does put off a pretty good light for being such a small little thing, but it puts off a pretty good light even when you pull it back. So I just have to find a good place to stick it right now. I have my 3 pumpkins for each of the Sanderson sisters. I got as close to the colors as I could. The Hocus Pocus sign that I've got right here, all I did was go online and find a free printable, and that's where I got that from. And then the same thing with this Twist the Bones picture that I printed out. I found that online also. I got this little guy at the Dollar Tree also, and then there was 2 containers that I had from the Dollar Tree from last year, and then I got these 3 witches hats from the Dollar Tree also this year to represent the Sanderson sisters. So I am absolutely in love with how this turned out. Like over here in this corner, all I did was just add some lights to this vase and like decorations that are in the corner over here. Added a keep out sign, and they're also decorated it because it's just over in the corner. So then on the bed, what I decided to do, I just put a few bats up above the bed, and I just had this extra sign. I really tried to not overdo the bedside tables this year because our bedside tables are small. So I'm trying to not, hi lady, clutter them up at all. So over here on this side, I added this sign to Justin's side. He already had that on there, so it kind of worked out nice. So I added that on there, and then all I did for our bed was basically take a bedspread that we had that was black on the other side and flip it over. So that's what I did for our bed, is just flip it over. I also wanted to show you guys my new purse that I got. It is the Hocus Pocus purse from Loungefly. I absolutely love it. This is the matching wallet, and this is the other side of the wallet. It's so cute. Inside of the purse, it has the print of the Sanderson sisters. There's book, there's Sarah, there's my dolls, Winifred's down in there, Mary's in there. I absolutely love this purse. It's like the perfect size. So here's this side of the purse, and then there's this side of the purse. So cute. This is what the inside of the wallet looks like. So here's the witch brooms. What I did was just hang them. So usually I have pictures hanging on these knobs on the wall. So I just hung each of them on there, and then I just hung those hats that I got at the Dollar Tree last year for each of the witches. So we've got Winifred, Mary, and Sarah hanging on the wall, and that's what I did with that wall over there. I absolutely love it. It kind of fills it up and gives it just a little bit different feel in here, but I love that section over there too. Even though the witch's feet, someone ate it. See how she takes her babies out? Let me show you. That's her toy box with all her babies that look like those baby feet over there. So not her fault. So I do have one more DIY for in here that is Hocus Pocus themed. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So hopefully that'll be out next Saturday, because you're seeing this Saturday. So that'll be out next Saturday. We'll do that. I'm actually gonna have 2 like DIYs that I'm gonna do with books. So I'm just gonna tell you what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a book DIY that I'm gonna put in here because it's Hocus Pocus themed. Guess which one that one is. So I'm excited to get that done, and then I've got another DIY coming out the next Saturday after that, and I think that might be my last like DIY until Christmas time. So until like November, until I start really doing like Christmas DIYs. So that's what I got. Every time I do this, guys, if you ever seen that little girl who's like, I love frickin' bats. That's what I feel like when I'm back here and the bats are back here. I love frickin' bats. Halloween's in my soul. So I just needed to share that with you. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys how I make my apple butter. This will make your house smell amazing for fall, and it is super easy. There's 6 ingredients. You just let it sit all day, you mash it up, and you're done. I don't can mine in the canning method. I just stick mine in bowl jars and just either pass them out to people to use for the fall, or I just keep them in the refrigerator. I am going to use a bag of apples. There are 10 apples in my bag. The recipe calls for 6, so I'm just gonna up the ingredients just a little bit, but down in the comments below, I will put the actual recipe and I will link it, and it is going to be on my Pinterest page at Our Missouri Life also, underneath my fall treats board that I have saved on there. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna peel them. I'm gonna core them with my apple corer, and then take the skins off them and then stick them in the crock pot, and then we're gonna start sticking in the ingredients, and we're gonna let it cook for 4 to 6 hours. I like to have everything on this side when I cook. I've got a little plug down here. So I'm going to plug in my crock pot, and I'm going to set my crock pot on, oops, low. Because I have, on my crock pot I've got high, low, and warm. So low is kind of medium. So I'm going to take our apples and I'm going to just dump them in here. And then, so I've got my 1/4 cup of sugar, white sugar, and then I've got my 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I did pack my brown sugar in my Pampered Chef measuring cup. I love this. It's for dries and for solids. And so are my measuring spoons. I got those from Pampered Chef. They're really neat because you can flick them to different sizes that you need. I love these. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sprinkle all this in here. I'm actually going to use my hand to sprinkle the brown sugar in so it doesn't just clump. I'm going to go wash my hands because they're sticky. Now we're going to add cinnamon, allspice, and our apple cider, and then I'm going to stir it around, and I'm going to let it cook for 4 to 6 hours. So I'm going to go get my hair done, and hopefully by the time I get my hair done, it's going to be like cooking and good to go. So you're gonna add 2 teaspoons of allspice, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then 3/4 of a cup of the apple cider. So I'm gonna start with my dry ingredients first and then go to my wet ingredient. So I'm going to get my allspice out. I'm actually gonna use my small one so I can get it in there. So there's 1. Oopsie. If you guys ever seen me cook before, I'm always making a mess. Okay. Cooking with Katie is always fun. Okay, so ground cinnamon, I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of that. Gosh, it smells so good. I love allspice, it smells so good. Okay, so we've got the cinnamon in there. And again, I am like spreading it out over the apples just because apples get tacky when you put spices on them. And I don't want it to tack up when I put the apple cider in it. So now I'm going to take my Pampered Chef measuring cup, and I'm going to measure it up to 3/4 right here, and I'm just going to dump it in. Oops. I didn't spill it, so that's positive. Jeez. Okay, so I've got 3/4 of a cup right here, and I'm just going to pour that in there. said, I'm going to link this recipe down below. It is on my Pinterest page at Our Missouri Life, and it is on my fall treats. No. Yeah, it's in my fall treats board. I've got a Thanksgiving one and a fall treats one, so it's underneath that one. But yeah, okay. I'm going to stir this up real quick. Let me get a spoon. So we're going to stir this up, and then I am going to let it sit and cook for 4 to 6 hours, depending upon, I'm guessing this is only going to take 4 hours because it's not very many apples. I didn't do 2 bags like I normally do. So let me show you what it looks like on the inside there, and we're just going to cover it, and we're going to let it sit. So we've got it set on low right now in my crock pot, and then this is what it looks like all stirred up. So I'm going to cover it right now, and we're going to let it sit, and we'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back. I got my hair done. It's a little bit darker. I kind of do that for the fall, so I'm in love with it. So I let this sit for a little over 6 hours, so it's still warm. Sorry if you hear that noise in the background. It is the wash machine going. So what we're gonna do now that this is done, I got my blender out. Over here, I'm gonna move this here in just a second, but I got my blender out. You can use just a blender, like a normal blender, or one of those hand blenders. I'll insert here what it's called because I never remember what those are called, but they just like plug it in there. Awesome, and I probably need to get one, especially since I make jam and stuff. So yeah, we're going to take these out, we're going to stick it in the blender, and then we are going to put it in our bowl jars. So here we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to just ladle mine in there since they're kind of hot. Okay, so we're going to start with about that much in there right now, just so I don't get anything stuck in there. Now I'm just going to check it to make sure there aren't any like clumps in here. There are not, so we are going to continue adding our apples, which like I said, I'm almost done. This stuff smells so good. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna check it, make sure it's not like clogged down there somehow. This is the like perfect consistency. So let me pull you up a little bit closer here. Let me get my ladle. So my consistency is just kind of like an applesauce sort of right now. So, because it's still hot, it's fine. So what we're gonna do is we are going to ladle these into my bowl jars, and then I'm gonna stick them in the refrigerator overnight, and it will come out amazing. This smells so good. Like I said, this will make your house smell amazing. I think this is gonna probably make maybe 3 jars this size, just from the 10 apples that I did use. I did use the Red Delicious apples, but I will link the recipe down below. I love apple butter. If you guys make this, I hope that you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below if you make it and if you like it. So now we're just gonna put everything in these bowl jars. You know, I was gonna ladle them, but that's done because it's a blender and I can just dump it in there. Please excuse my blender, it is old as dirt. Okay, so here's this, here's this. You know, it only might make 2. Yep. Yeah, 10 apples apples, made 2 jars of apple butter, which I think is perfect because I don't want to have to keep it and freeze it or anything for the winter. So I have plenty of apples if I need to make more, but maybe I'll make an apple pie with the rest of the apples. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with these ball jars now. So what I'm going to do now with the ball jars is I'm going to stick some ribbon on it. I had some extra fall ribbon that I did not use yet, so I'm going to stick that around it and just tie it in a bow. I'm going to show you guys how to do that, and I may add this one also, and I think I'm going to just write on the top of the canisters, the containers, just apple butter, and then I'm going to put today's date. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell down below. You know the drill. I really appreciate you guys watching all the time, all of my shenanigans. So have a great Halloween. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.